All right, here we're looking at the women's Step-On X binding. This is going to be the stiffest and most aggressive in the Step-On lineup. The Step-On X features a 50% carbon fiber in the base tray as well as the high back, so it's going to be stiff and super aggressive. New for the W22 model, we're going to have the new toe clips. So your new toe clips are going to be easier in, easier out, as well as reducing pressure and the clicking noise that you may have heard previously. Like all Step-On bindings, it uses the same system. You're going to attach in through the heel, step in, step down on the toe cleat. To exit, you're going to pull the handle. It's going to release the binding. As you step out, it'll reset so that you're ready to ride again. So women's Step-On X, stiff, aggressive, powerful.
Here we're looking at the Winter 22 Step-On Escapade binding. This is a new binding in the Step-On line this year. The Step-On Escapade is all about comfort and a very forgiving ride. So what we did that's unique with the Step-On Escapade binding is we added a kickback to the high back here. This makes the binding more comfortable and a much more forgiving ride for the rider. Like all Step-On bindings, the Escapade is going to have the connection point here in the heel cup as well as two outside of the toes. The new toe hooks are going to make for a smoother entry and exit out of the binding, as well as reducing the clicking noise that you may have heard in Step-On bindings of the past. To get in and out of the Step-On Escapade binding, you're going to step in with your heels, then your toes, and then to exit, you're going to lift the lever and step right out, which will reset the binding. The Step-On Escapade is going to come in two colorways. You'll have your traditional black colorway, as well as a blue fade, with a fade from blue to white in the upper part of the high back. The Step-On Escapade is going to come with a Reflex base plate. Reflex base plates are mountable on any board out on the market. Here we're looking at the Winter 22 Step-On Women's Binding. The Step-On Women's Binding, new for this year, is going to have updated version 2.0 toe hooks. Two different material toe hook that's going to make for smoother entry and exit out of the binding, as well as reduce the clicking noises maybe heard in the past. The women's Step-On binding is going to have 3 points of engagement, 1 in the heel cup and 2 outside of the toe box. Riders will enter the binding with their heel first, toe second, engaging the high back of the binding. And then to exit, they're going to lift the lever, step out, and reset the binding. The Step-On women's binding is going to come in 4 colorways for this year. We have the traditional black colorway, a gray acid wash, stout white, and dark green. The women's Step-On binding is going to come on a Reflex base plate. This is Burton's base plate that is mountable on any board in the industry, whether it's 4-hole pattern, 3D, or the channel.
Here we have the men's Step-On X binding. This is the stiffest, most aggressive of the Step-On bindings in the line. You're going to feature a 50% carbon fiber throughout the base tray as well as the high back. New for the 22 line, we have the new toe clips. This is going to allow you to get in and out easier. It adds less pressure to the toes, as well as reducing that clicking noise that you may have heard. Just like all the other Step-On bindings, it attaches through the heel cup, releases on the side lever. As you step out of the binding, it resets it to step back in. The Step-On X, again, with carbon fiber in the base tray, is going to be stiff and aggressive.
Here we're looking at the Winter 22 Step-On Genesis binding. The Step-On Genesis binding is new for this season. Step-On Genesis is going to come with a kickback hammock in the high back. This is going to create a more comfortable and forgiving ride for the riders. Step-On Genesis is going to have 3 connection points for the riders with Step-On boots, 1 in the heel cup and 2 outside of the toe box. New for this season is our version 2.0 toe hooks. This is a 2-piece material that allows for easier entry and exit out of the binding. It's also going to reduce some of the clicking noises maybe heard in the past. Step-On Genesis is going to come in a traditional black colorway, as well as a secondary offering in white black. The Step-On Genesis is going to come on a Reflex base plate. This is a base plate that can be mounted on any board system in the industry, whether it's 4-hole, 3D, or the channel. All right, here we're looking at the Winter 22 Step-On men's binding. The Step-On men's binding is going to have 3 points of connection, 1 in the high back and 2 outside of the toe box. New for this year with the Step-On binding are our version 2.0 toe hooks. This is a 2-piece material allowing for smoother entry and exit out of the binding, as well as reducing some clicking noises maybe heard in the past. The Step-On men's binding is going to come with a Reflex base plate. This is a base plate that can be mounted on any mounting system in the industry, whether that be 4-hole pattern, 3D, or the channel. New for this year on the Step-On men's binding is a size extra large offering. This binding will be able to be paired with size 14 and 15 men's boots. Step-On men's binding is going to come in 4 colorways for winter 22. A traditional black colorway, a gray acid wash, stout white, and blue. Here we're looking at the winter 22 Felix Step-On boot. Like all Step-On boots, the Felix Step-On has a heel cleat in the back of the boot and 2 toe hooks outside of the toe box. It also features a pant cuff in the back where riders should tuck their pants into before getting into the system. The Felix Step-On features an Imprint 3 liner, which is a fully heat moldable liner with internal padding and added warmth on the inside of the liner. The Felix Step-On features a Boa lacing system featuring Boa sequence lacing with the H4 dial. Boa sequence lacing feeds the lacing from one side to the bottom, one side to the top, tightening from upper and lower, locking your heel into the back of the boot. The Felix Step-On also features a snugger strap, giving that extra strap an extra heel hold into the boot. All Burton Boa boots feature a New England Ropes lacing system, ultra durable and backed by a lifetime warranty. New for winter 22 is the Vibram traction lug outsole, which gives the rider added grip in icier conditions and also still features Vibram's EcoStep 30% recycled rubber. The Felix Step-On will come in a blue-gray colorway as well as a traditional black colorway. Here we're looking at the winter 22 Ritual LTD Step-On boot. The Ritual LTD Step-On is a very comfortable and forgiving boot. Ritual LTD Step-On features our Imprint 3 liner, a fully heat moldable liner that features dry ride heat cycle that reflects heat back into the boot and also has power panels on the side that give a little bit of extra response where you need it. The Ritual LTD Step-On is made with an ultra weave construction. This is a weave that allows us to reduce the stitching in the boot, which makes the life of the boot last longer. It also features an articulating cuff here on the side that creates better natural boot flex that won't break down over time. The Ritual LTD features dual zone Boa lacing with New England Ropes. New England Ropes having a lifetime warranty, being a strong, durable rope material instead of a metal cable. The rider will adjust the boot upper zone on the front of the boot and twist the dial on the side of the boot to adjust the lower zone. The Ritual LTD features the Burton rubber Step-On outsole, which is EST optimized, which lowers the rider closer to the board for a more natural skate-like feeling. The Ritual LTD Step-On features a heel cleat in the back for connection to the high back of the Step-On binding, as well as toe hooks on the outside to engage in the toe hooks of the Step-On binding. Also, on the backstay of the boot, the Ritual LTD will have a pant cuff. This is for the riders to put their pants in to prevent covering the heel cleat and getting jammed into the binding system. The Ritual LTD Step-On will come in this lone black colorway.
Women's Limelight Step-On. The Women's Limelight Step-On is newly designed for winter 22. It still features a sequence boa with New England Ropes, but now uses the H4 coiler for added peace of mind. The Limelight uses our heat moldable Imprint 2 liner with locking inner lace.
Here we're looking at the winter 22 Ion Step-On boot. The Ion Step-On is our highest response and highest performance boot in the Step-On boot offering. The Ion Step-On boot is going to have 3 points of engagement to the Step-On binding system, 1 main point here in the heel cleat, and 2 toe hooks on the outside of the toe box of the boot. On the backstay, we include a pant cuff. This is meant for you to put your pants into to prevent getting caught up in the heel cleat in the high back of the binding system. The Ion Step-On also features a welded backstay. This creates high response and a stiff ride. The Ion Step-On features a life liner, which uses our dry ride heat cycle to reflect heat back through the boot, as well as our Ultralon foam system that conforms to your foot, making for a more comfortable and durable ride. The Ion Step-On features a speed zone lacing system, quick pulls on the left and right, left controlling your lower zone, right controlling your upper zone, individual to get very comfortable and precise fit. And then we include a snugger strap on the side to tighten down and give a little bit of extra heel hold into the boot. New for winter 22 is the Vibram traction lug outsole. This outsole gives added grip and added durability, as well as using Vibram's EcoStep 30% recycled rubber. The Vibram traction lug outsole is also EST optimized. This is where we reduce the material underneath your foot, creating a completely flat surface that rides just like a skate shoe, giving you maximum board feel and extra comfort. The Ion Step-On is going to come in a single black colorway.
The Photon Step-On. The Photon gets a facelift for Winter 22, featuring the new Vibram traction lug pattern outsole that uses the EcoStep rubber. The Boa with New England ropes now uses an H4 Boa coiler for added peace of mind. The Photon still uses our Imprint 3 heat moldable liner. The new design for Winter 22 has a new S4 foam panel as well as a new strap that locks over the top of the foot.
Here we're looking at the Winter 22 Swathed Step-On boot. Swathed Step-On boot comes with an Imprint 3 liner. This liner is going to have a dry ride heat cycle as well as added power panels on the side for a little bit more response. The Swathed Step-On is one of our softer flexing and more forgiving boots in the line. Definitely a boot we would recommend to riders that are looking for maximum comfort. The Swathed Step-On is going to feature a heel cleat on the backstay of the boot to connect to the heel cup of the binding, as well as 2 toe cleats to connect to the toe hooks of the binding of the Step-On bindings. The Swathed Step-On is going to feature a dual zone Boa Closure, front dial to control the upper zone of the boot, and side dial to control the lower zone of the boot. All Burton Boa Lacing is with New England ropes, a very durable rope that has a lifetime warranty and creates more comfort than a metal cable. The Swathed Step-On features a Burton rubber Step-On outsole. This is an EST optimized outsole where we reduce the material underneath your foot, creating a flat surface for your foot to rest on. This flat surface is like a skate shoe, giving the rider maximum board feel. The Swathed Step-On also features an articulating cuff on the side of the boot. This allows the boot to flex forward and backwards without the boot breaking down over time. The Swathed Step-On features a weave material on the exterior of the boot. We're able to make this boot without using any stitching, which makes the boot more comfortable, more durable. The Swathed Step-On will come in a traditional black colorway and a black print. Here we're looking at the Winter 22 Kendo Step-On boot, a new boot in the Step-On offering for this season. The Kendo boot is a traditional lace boot, super simple, tried and true. Kendo Step-On, like all Step-On boots, will have 3 points of engagement, a heel cleat in the back to connect to the high back of the Step-On binding, as well as 2 toe hooks on the outside of the toe box. The Kendo Step-On is going to feature an Imprint 3 liner. This is a liner that features our dry ride heat cycle, as well as power panels on the side to give a little bit of added response. Imprint 3 liner also includes a hook and loop closure system, helping to lock your heel back into the liner of the boot, as well as a power-up cuff, giving a little bit of extra response in the front of the boot. Kendo Step-On will also include an articulating cuff along the side. This helps the boot flex forward and back without breaking down over time, giving a more natural flex throughout the lifetime of the boot. The Kendo Step-On features Burton's EST optimized rubber Step-On outsole. This is a rubber outsole where we reduce the material underneath the foot that allows the rider's foot to sit flat to the board, giving more board feel and a more comfortable ride. The Kendo Step-On will come in 2 colorways for Winter 22, a black-gray colorway and a brown-blue colorway. Here we're looking at the Winter 22 Limelight Step-On boot. Limelight Step-On is going to feature Burton's Imprint 2 liner. This is a fully heat moldable liner that features 3M Thinsulate insulation, keeping you super warm, and also a lock-up cuff with hook and loop closure, making sure your foot is locked into the boot. New for this year, the Limelight Step-On will feature a dual zone Boa Closure. New for Winter 22, the Limelight Step-On will feature a true dual zone Boa Closure system. This means that the upper dial will close the top of the boot versus the side dial, which will close the lower part of the boot. All Burton Boa boots are featuring New England ropes in the lacing system. This is a super durable rope that has a lifetime warranty and adds added comfort and durability to the lacing system. The Burton Limelight Step-On will also come with Burton's Step-On EST optimized outsole. This is a fully rubber outsole where we reduce the material underneath your foot, creating a flat surface, just like a skate shoe, that allows the rider to have maximum board feel. The Limelight Step-On will come with Burton's Step-On EST outsole. This is a recycled rubber outsole where we remove material underneath the foot to create a flat surface for the foot to lie on. This gives the rider maximum board feel. The Limelight Step-On will come in traditional black colorway as well as a dark green colorway. Also included on the Limelight Step-On is an internal gusset which blocks any snow from getting inside of the boot, keeping you warm and dry all day long. Limelight step-on will have a heel cleat in the back here. The heel cleat will connect the boot into the heel cup of the binding system, as well as 2 toe cleats outside of the toe box, which will connect the boot into the toe hooks of the step-on binding. The backstay of the Limelight step-on also has a pant cuff. The pant cuff is where riders should cleat down their pants to prevent them from blocking the heel cleat, making sure that the system connects perfectly. Here we have the Winter 22 Photon step-on. The Photon step-on is our most popular step-on boot in the line and is one of the first step-on boots we introduced into the market 4 years ago. Photon step-on is going to come with a heel cleat in the back of the boot that connects to the heel cup of the step-on binding, as well as 2 toe cleats outside of the toe box where you connect to the toe hooks of the step-on binding system. Also on the backstay, Photon step-on will come with a pant cuff clip. This is where the pants of the snowboarder should be inserted to prevent the pants from covering the heel cleat. The Photon step-on features Burton's Imprint 3 liner. This is a fully heat moldable liner that features our dry ride heat cycle that wicks moisture away from you, as well as power panels on the side, giving you a little bit more response and heel hold. The Photon step-on features Boa's sequence lacing system. This is a lace controlled by the dial, one side feeding to the bottom of the boot, one side feeding to the top, locking your foot in evenly and giving you maximum heel hold. The Photon step-on also features a snugger strap on the side of the boot that the riders can tighten down for added heel hold and comfort. New for this season, the Photon step-on will come in sizes 14 and 15. These sizes will be able to be paired with an extra large binding, making sure that we have this offering for people with wide feet. The Photon step-on will feature Vibram's traction lug outsole. This is a very durable and high performance, high traction outsole, giving riders maximum grip in icy and slippery conditions. The Vibram traction lug outsole also is comprised of Vibram's EcoStep 30% recycled rubber. The Photon step-on is a mid to stiffer flexing boot, giving the rider a little bit more response than some of the other step-on boots in the offering. The Photon step-on will come in 2 colorways this year, traditional black colorway, as well as a stout white yellow colorway. Here we are looking at the Winter 22 Step-on Kids binding. The Step-on Kids binding comes with 3 points of connection, 1 main point here in the heel cup of the binding, and 2 points here outside of the toe box. Riders, to enter the system, will enter heel first into the high back, and then engage their toes into the toe hooks. Exit the system, the rider will lift up on the lever here, pull the heel out, which will reset the lever, and then drag their toes out of the binding. The youth step-on binding will be able to fit a youth step-on boot in sizes 4K to 7K, 1 binding size. Youth step-on binding comes on a Burton Reflex base plate. This base plate can mount this binding on any snowboard mounting system out on the market, 4-hole, 3-hole, or the channel, doesn't matter. Here we're looking at the Winter 22 Zipline step-on boot. The Zipline step-on boot has a heel cleat on the backstay of the boot that connects the boot to the heel cup of the youth step-on binding, as well as 2 toe cleats on the outside of the toe box connecting to the toe hooks of the step-on binding. The youth Zipline step-on comes with Boa Closure system, allowing a smooth and easy way to tighten boots, also featuring New England ropes lacing. This is a durable rope lacing system with a lifetime warranty that won't break down over time. Super strong, super durable. The Zipline step-on also features an internal gusset on the inside of the boot. This keeps snow from getting out of the boot and keeps your kids' feet warm and dry. The youth step-on boot has a rubber outsole, giving the boot extra grip in icy and slick conditions. On the backstay of the boot, the youth step-on also includes a pant cuff. Pants should be tucked into this cuff to prevent them from blocking the heel cleat from entering into the high back of the binding.